I'm here. Hello. Hello. I am here. Right. Right, it's working. I'm here, and everything is fine. So good. Everything is fink. So that everything is think thing is a House quote from House, but it's also because like I had a friend, and he couldn't talk, and he basically had one of those you know, like kind of like oh, what do they call them? The typing keyboard things, and yeah, a machine spoke for him, very much like Stephen Hawking. Although modern Stephen Hawking, basically his one is more of a it's more of a site-based thing, although he's like getting an upgrade as well to that. So, well, an upgrade. He's basically getting something that will enable him to basically think words, and then they will appear on the voice box, and that's amazing. But no, this friend of mine, basically, he had one of these things, and basically he basically misspelt and mistyped stuff all the time. He hit a couple of keys extra and stuff like that. So when he said fine, he basically said think a bunch of times, and there's a couple of them. Blends is something else that he kept saying. He said blends instead of friends. So blends. So basically, we would mock him, but in a friendly way. You know, it wasn't anything mean. We're just joking with him. Excuse me. So it's like 11 p.m. here in the UK. So yeah, I'm just waiting for somebody to be in the chat before I actually begin with my advice for the hair thing. Although I might as well just like say the hair thing, you know. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I can't ask you guys because basically you're not here, so. Basically, I have uploaded the couple of videos that I said I was going to upload, and now I am here, so there's that. I don't know how long we are until the 10th of October, but on the 10th of October, basically things are going to change drastically. I'm going to stop streaming on here on behalf of the LiveTUBBS channel, and I will be beginning to stream on here for just the LiveTUBBS channel. So that will just be the general day-to-day stuff and have nothing to do with the LiveTUBBS channel, which is fine. That's the way it should be. So yeah. So yeah, hair. I've not really been self-conscious about my hair since high school, you know. Since high school, basically, like was over, I've not cared. I've just not given a shit about what my hair's done. And I highly recommend it. Essentially, I basically I've never been to a barber ever. And I used to get all my haircuts from my mother when I was in school and when I was in high school. And you know, it never bothered me. It never bothered me at all. You know, English high school is basically like is hell. You know, the sociality of the school is way hyped up, way more than it should be, and the social side of it is just it just plays way more of an importance than you think it does, and well, no, it plays way more importance than it should, because like in the real world, this doesn't it doesn't play that much importance at all, you know. But because it does, that it makes kids, you know, what do they call it? It makes kids tribalized and stuff like that. You know, they stick to their own tribes, and they make friends that mostly don't last throughout their lives. They're mostly just high school drama stuff, you know. You basically you meet people in high school, and you could meet a friend for life, or you could basically meet like or be completely superficial and basically meet friends that you're probably going to forget about the second that you leave high school. And it's one of those things. But because of that, it means that your hair becomes incredibly important. You know, the way that you look becomes incredibly important to you when you're in high school. And the only reason why I was basically self-conscious about my hair in high school is because basically, yeah, because of that, because everybody else was, and it never bothered me, you know. It never really bothered me. I never really thought about it that much after I was out of high school. You know, every day that I went to high school, I basically came back, and I was not worried at all. But basically, when I was at high school, it drove the crap out of me, like so much. And that's mainly because like I've got this condition where basically I've got like I had a bunch of hormone imbalances when I was younger, and I still have those, and it doesn't really bother me that much nowadays, apart from the fact that basically when you're going through, you know, I hit puberty hard when I was 13. I got facial hair, and all of my body hair and stuff like that basically started sprouting up when I was 13, and with the elongated canines as well, and all of the other random quirks that I've got with my body, it meant that I was an easy target for basically anything. But it never really bothered me that much, because basically I just I was a lot more mature. I hate talking about myself like this, but basically I was a bit more mature than most people, and basically I figured out that like school was just like a job, and that I had to get on with the job, and I will be rewarded for it afterwards. And yeah, you know, I made some friends, and I made, you know, I made some enemies. I don't know how I made enemies, you know, but I did. But yeah, essentially I just got on with it, and it was just a thing that I had to do to basically to not do this anymore. Because yeah, like I said, high school is hell. School in general is hell, you know. Once you get into high school, it's hell. It's over, you know. That everything before high school is great and innocent and lovely and awesome, but then high school happens, and that's it. You are fucked. Yeah, but no, because of this, basically, I never really was self-conscious about my hair, but then I went to high school, and I became self-conscious about my hair, and it never bothered me like enormously, but it bugged the crap out of me, because basically my hair does grow fast, it grows unevenly, and it grows out of my face, and it did grow out my face from the moment I stepped into high school. And yeah, I was the hairy guy. You know, it was just a thing. Um, but yeah, my head hair was incredibly annoying, because if you had it too short, then everybody called you names, because they called you skinhead and all that stuff. And you know, they'd make jokes about like you being like you being a cancer patient, or like just a weakling, or something stupid, you know, something really stupid. It wasn't that, so, you know, my schoolmates weren't as sophisticated. You know, they basically didn't call me like a neo-Nazi or anything like that, which I find hysterical now that I thought of that just now. But yeah, so I never really had it buzzed in high school. I basically just had it like just above being buzzed, you know. Which is fine, but the only problem is that basically you get the annoying, you know, hair bits sticking up and being super self-conscious about where your hair is at all the time. And I had that, and that's one of the reasons why I wear hats now. Is because basically from you know, while I was in high school, whenever I could, I wore a hat, because yeah, I didn't want to deal with the bullshit of the hair. In my high school, you could only wear hats when you were outside, and basically, yeah, I'd be outside all the time. You know, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't. So yeah, and whenever I took the hat off, I just like I'd push it all forward and basically just make sure that none of it was sticking up. But while I was inside, of course, yeah, it was a huge deal. That was until the last couple of years of high school, because the last couple of years of high school I was in the Naval Cadets, and I was in the Naval Cadets throughout all of high school. But basically, I became a volunteer for the Naval Cadets, and essentially also did my lifeguard training and all of that stuff. While I was in the Naval Cadets, I went on like I went on long excursions in my summer breaks, and basically, you know, you're away from your parents, you're away from, you know, you're basically at camp, but it's a military camp, and I became a captain in the Naval Cadets, and then later on, and I'm still part of this apparently. I'm now part of the Naval Reserves, so essentially I am a captain in the Navy if they are running low on troops and stuff, which they're not, which is great. So yeah, I hold and held the rank of captain, and basically that means that I was a glorified PE teacher from the age of 16, from the age of 16. Yeah. So yeah, while I was at camp, the reason why this relates to the hair story and stuff like that is that basically you are in charge of your own grooming while you're at camp, while in the army camp, and basically you learn how to cut your own hair. You can have it done for you, but it's like this whole big thing. And I just remember it being complicated, and I just thought to myself, I'd rather just do it myself. So basically, after a few failed attempts, you know, where I just missed a bit all the time, I basically I learned to cut my own hair, and ever since then I've been doing it myself. And like I said before, I've basically just been doing it really, really easily, really, really quickly, just buzzing it, and then that was it. You know, I basically just every now and again I buzz it. I let it grow a little bit in the winter, but apart from that, that's it. It's just it's like this, and then it just very quickly grows out of this stage, and just becomes kind of fuzzy for the rest of the for basically a month, maybe 2 months, and then I buzz it again. So there we go. That's the hair thing. If you're looking for hair, beard hair tips, then essentially all I do is that I trim it up here so that it matches my beard. Kind of starts from here, and then it gradually gets longer as it goes down until it's about this level, and then everything here is basically that's untrimmed, because basically it doesn't need to be trimmed, and it's just all curly. But no, in certain lighting it's just a bit funny. But no, it's just easily trimmed. Also, my mustache does go a bit out of control. I start to get my mustache can grow to about here, and then I basically have to trim it because it gets a pain in the ass and tries to get in my mouth all the time. And but no, that's why I'm going to talk about hair. Unless you want specific hair tips and stuff, that's all I got. If you're going to cut your own hair, then basically get a good trimmer, a decent one. Make sure it's oiled and maintained a lot. And every time you use it, basically oil it. Just a little bit of this oil that you can get, or you usually get with your hair clippers, and basically just put it on there, and then make sure you go all over it, just going in a grid kind of pattern until you basically get all of your head. And then if you can't do the back, you basically you get somebody else to do it. But that's all you got to do when you do your own hair. But no, I've never been to a barber's ever, apart from when I did the charity thing. And even then, it was basically my friend owned this place, and she basically did the cutting for me for the hair when I grew my hair out. And then she just trimmed it up, and then I came home and I did the buzzing thing straight away, because basically I didn't want her to feel like she had to do all of the stuff. She volunteered her time to do the cutting, but she didn't do her she didn't volunteer her time to do that, and I completely understand, and I didn't want her to do that, so I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable, so I just did it myself. That's it, I guess. But yeah, make sure you do it in a grid pattern. If you can't do the back, then get somebody else to do it. And if you are going to do it, just remember that you've got like your ears, the bits around your ears can be a bit finicky, and I suggest just doing those with scissors very delicately. And if you're like me, then you always end up with like a couple of stray hairs here and here, which my partner likes to call my antenna, and that's mainly because that's where my hair starts to go that way instead of going that way. On both sides my hair starts to go like that, and it's just a thing with my hairline, and it doesn't really bother me. But no, you can see my hairline kind of goes like that, and then up, and then around, and then it goes on both sides. It tries to meet my eyebrows. But that's only the dark hair, and then I've got all of this other hair that's all over my face. And I do that every 3 days. I basically cut all of the hair that's on my face every 3 days, and that's not such a big deal. That's like shaving. Only I use a very, very small trimmer, and I just go over it before I jump in the shower. So, like I said, it's not that huge of a deal. Otherwise, I end up with like hair all over my face, and I become like one of those people. I'm not kidding here, by the way. I actually become like one of those people from the that you might see from the pictures of the people that have all of the hair all over their face from here. That actually happens. But yeah, it's been a bit tricky, but that's it, I guess. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, so there we go. now it's open topic time. So Jeffrey, do you have anything for me? Because basically, I've seen that you're in here. So yeah. Jeff Griffin says, "Hi Tubbs, I just finished watching the Squish video, and I loved it. Of course, the music is awesome." I've also got I've got a message from somebody who also said that they like that video. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to become a series thing, and I would like to do more things like that. You know, I like to squish more things like that. The thing is that basically, like, I need suggestions on what to squish. You know, if it was also a feet week video, then basically, of course, I'd stamp on it too. I'd stand on it. But yeah, I did have like another thing of where I wanted to do a squash video where basically I lay my tummy down on something, like I'm actually like on the sofa. I put the thing on the sofa and then I kind of just like squish it, you know, by lowering my tummy on it. But the only problem with that is that when I tried to do that, I couldn't come up with a good enough camera angle to capture it. It basically, you can't see anything. So I've rejected the idea completely, which is fine, because that was a pain in the ass to figure out. I wasted like 2 hours trying to figure out exactly what camera angle I should do it at and stuff. But yeah. But no, somebody suggested a box the last time I did this, when I introduced Squish Week, and basically, yeah, it worked out pretty good. I thought it was good anyway. It was another camera test as well, by the way, and the camera isn't that good, but I'm still going to keep using it. There's no reason not to. I mean, it's still a decent camera, kind of. It's just that its video isn't that great, you know. It takes pictures really well, but the camera, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't look like its quality's up, and I can't turn it up any more than that. So yeah. Jeffrey says, I felt the same about high school too. Well, that's cool. I'm glad I wasn't alone. Jeffrey says, you have such nice hair though, Tubbs. Short or long, it looks great, especially when it's curly. But I know it bothers you when it's long and curly. Well, that's the thing. I keep getting told. That I have amazing hair. Even in insults, like somebody says that, you know, it's like, you have amazing hair. It would be great if it was on like a model or something instead of you. And it's like, thanks, jerk. But yeah, one of the things that I find hysterical is that my mother always wanted me to cut my hair when I was little. She always wanted me to cut my hair. I don't know what it was about her and hair, but basically, if my hair got like long enough for me to put my hands through it, you know, and it still poke out through my fingers, then basically my mum was like, right, I'm cutting your hair. And it's like, I always hated it. But now I'm an adult, and my mum's seen my hair long. My mum basically loves it. You know, you cannot win with mothers. You can't. So yeah, it's just mothers. Mothers be crazy. But yeah, I did like it when it was long, and it felt good when it was long. But the problem is that it took forever to wash. It was curly, which presented its own set of problems. Things got caught in it, like things that you wouldn't expect to get caught in it. Like labels off of clothes, like, were getting caught in my head. What is with that? It was crazy. I am thinking about maybe doing it again, but after I've gotten rid of the memory of it being shit. I don't know. We'll see where that goes. Hair be crazy. Hair is crazy. But hi, Panda Fox. Glad that you're here. Your hair looks perfectly lined. Looks perfectly lined when it's short to me. Lined? I don't know what that means. Panda Fox says hello. Jeff Griffin says the Pick Dump 7 video is awesome. What a great photographer you are. Jeffrey, you think I'm a great everything? You know, I know you're trying to compliment me. I do, and it's sweet. It is, but like seriously, like you're a bit biased now. It's kind of, yeah. You know, you can criticize me. I can take it. You know, you've seen the kind of comments I have to deal with. I can take it, honestly. If you think that like there's a particular shot that was a bit too far away, or wasn't photoshopped enough, or something like that, then bloody tell me, because I don't mind. Honestly, I do appreciate criticism, good or bad, but I don't. You know, what I don't appreciate is this stuff that isn't criticism. You know. All the pictures are really cool. The two dogs are adorable. Yeah, that's Daryl's dogs. Those are Daryl's dogs. They are super sweet. And they fucking love me, which is great. But you know, but yeah, they are adorable. I didn't take those pictures, by the way. Those pictures were taken by my aunt. They were just on the camera roll because basically I put them on my phone to show my mother. So yeah, I got a bunch of her pictures, put them on my computer, and then uploaded them to the like Google file, shared file, and I put them on my phone so I can show my mum. Because my mum hasn't met the dogs or seen all of the pictures from the Steam Fair and from the 40s weekend and stuff like that. So that's why they were on my computer. Oh God, joy. How are you doing, Panda Fox, by the way? Was it a while ago that you asked me like how to do a certain drawing or something, and I basically gave you some tips, and I don't know how that went. You know, I'm still waiting for how that went. Let me know how that went. Because I probably did already. I just can't remember at all how it went. So if you probably did already tell me, but I'm gone. It's gone in my brain. I'm sorry, dude. But yeah. But oh, I meant to write that in the description of the pick dump thing. That basically I meant to write that in all of the descriptions for all the pick dumps. And that is that basically if you have any questions about any of the pictures, then please let me know in the comments below. That's not what I clicked. I clicked the middle button. Oh, forget it. If you have any questions about any picture, please don't be afraid to ask about it in the comments below. I'm going to put in brackets with the time code if possible, because sometimes people don't know how to do that, even though it's easy. So yeah, save changes. I think. Are you done? All changes have been saved. Really? That was quick. Okay then, that's fine. What? Oh, okay. Well, neat. I'm fine, and that wasn't me. Really? Says Panda Fox. Okay. You did ask me an art question in the past, though. I'm getting that right, at least. Right? Right. Oh, anyway. The picture of the man and the woman in the uniform was very cute. Which one? There's lots. My God. So many pictures. So many pictures. But yeah, the dogs are Daryl's dogs. And they are very sweet. Scamp and Jasper. They are super sweet. You can hear one of them barking in one of the Tubs in the Tubs videos, I think. Because basically Jasper is loud. He's a barker. He barks everything all the time. But he's very sweet. Yeah, they're the dogs that basically I morphed Daryl into when I did his picture for his persona, because I haven't done it. He hasn't got a persona, and I didn't know if he wanted one. Basically, yeah, I did it. What are the dogs' names? Scamp and Jasper. I just said Scamp and Jasper. Yeah. Panafox, I know it probably wasn't you, especially now. But there was somebody that was asking me a general question about like art a while ago. And they wanted to know basically how to draw forms, and in position, poses and stuff like that. And I gave them the very, very cool, crude advice. Basically, that they should get like an action figure or something, just a cheap action figure from a toy store, because those dolls, the art dolls, the wooden art dolls that basically the posable, I think they're called just posables or something, that you can pose in various ways and make them things. You can make them pose and stuff. Well, basically, they're not so much now, because I found one that was like £5, British pounds, So one that was like $10 or something, and that's amazingly cheap for how much they were in the past. But no, I found one of those just at like a hobby shop, so that was amazing. But yeah, if you go to like the dollar store and you look in the toy section, you usually can find some pretty posable action figures and stuff. And basically, like again, Panda Fox, this probably wasn't you, but like whoever this person was, I basically gave them the tip of just going to like a dollar store and picking up an action figure, and then you can have it in your bag with you whenever you do some drawing or something like that, and you can pose them in various ways and practice drawing those. So yeah, it's a good way to do poses. At least, like, I've got a Baymax. I always say Baymax. I don't know why, but it's Baymax. I got Baymax, and he's in his little robot costume, not in his rubbery costume. And basically, I've got he's super opposable, and it's an awesome gift that somebody got me Christmas. I don't know how many Christmases ago, but whenever I'm going out and I'm just like if I'm going out and I'm going to draw something, like I basically do have him tucked away somewhere, just so that I can basically, yeah. I can draw poses and stuff if I'm really stuck. However, I don't usually do that because like with like cartoony style, you basically lay out a framework when you're doing drawing. You know, if you're already stuck, you basically use the framework on basically a stick figure of like a skeletal figure, and then you draw around that in pencil. You know, you draw that in pencil or whatever, and you basically draw around that. It's super helpful. But if you really can't get it even when you're doing that, then basically you have to improvise and basically just like you have to either do a pose yourself and take a picture of it, or and then like use that as reference, or basically yeah, you do the doll trick and draw the doll. There's something weird going on with the stream tonight. But yeah, this chair never did this before. I'm worried. Not super worried, because I think it's okay. It does it really quietly if I don't lead on the armrest as well. Yeah. Okay, anybody got any more stuff they need advice on and stuff? Anything? Anybody, anything? Okie dokie then. Yes, I hear the chair. Yeah. Creepy, isn't it? Do you know what I really hate? I really hate, like, coming back from a trip, because whenever I travel somewhere that isn't anybody's house, like whenever I travel somewhere that I'm staying in a hotel for or whatever, I don't give a crap about food, you know, basically, because I eat what I want and when I want to, and it's awesome. But when I come home, I'm hungry all the fucking time. Ugh. I had dinner a while ago now, and it made me full for like a minute. That was great. But I basically had like the entire evening to nurse my full tummy when I was away. I was in Cornwall. The entire evening of being nice and well fed and full before I went to bed, you know. But no, I'm home now, so I only ever get that feeling if I go out again to like a buffet or something. Which sucks. Not the buffet, just this whole feeling. Just, you know. Nice restaurants. They have really nice restaurants in Cornwall. Like, really good. Decent portions. Me portions. Like, proper portions. Yes, I understand. I hate that. I hate feeling hungry. Well, that's good that you understand. That is not that you're hungry or. You're actually feeling hungry most of the time. Not always. You know, only being satisfied momentarily that you've eaten something filling, you know, and then basically being hungry like right after it and just not. That's basically what I feel. It sucks. It really does. That's one of the reasons why, I drink. I don't drink a lot of. I basically have like one of these a day, probably less. Pepsi Max, because it's nice and bloaty. It makes me feel full, kind of, and hydrated at the same time. So yeah, that's only if it's really bad, you know. I just feel really empty a lot. It's annoying. Seriously, nobody have anything. Nobody have any other anything they need help with, any advice at all that they want me to give at all. Anybody? Awesome. I should say that basically. I might just go, but I don't want to go yet. Okay then. Well, have you ever been to the Cheesecake Factory? Yes. They give big portions, but the food isn't all that to me. But the different cheesecakes, the different cheesecake are delicious. Yeah. I like the Cheesecake Factory. It was nice. What's really funny is that when I went to the Cheesecake Factory, because I went to the Cheesecake Factory in Seattle, and it was nice. I wouldn't say the portions were that big. They were good. They were good, but they weren't big. You know, when I went to Vegas, they were big and decent portions. You know, they weren't just big plates. They were piled high, and it was just perfect. Although weird stuff. They have weird stuff in Vegas, but it's usually good stuff, even if it's weird. But no. The Cheesecake Factory was pretty good. It's just that the funny thing about the Cheesecake Factory when I went was that basically I just wanted some Sicilian cheesecake from the menu. I picked just a general Sicilian cheesecake, and then they said that they haven't got it because they ran out of that cheesecake. And I was like, okay, can I have a New York cheesecake? And they were like, no, we've run out of that too. I was like, we can have a chocolate cheesecake or a chocolate mousse cheesecake. And they were like, no, I'm sorry, we run out of that too. And I can't remember what I ended up getting, but it was like the fifth thing that I asked for. And I was like, what the fuck? You're the Cheesecake Factory. This is where they're made, apparently. So yeah, it was rather odd. Also, the Sicilian cheesecake I'd seen in the counter, on the counter. We were sat far away from the counter, but it was just over there. So what the fuck? So yeah, Panda Fox says, "Don't go yet, Tubbs." Okay. Have you got anything that you need advice with, or any help with, or just want me to talk about in general? Panafox says the Cheesecake Factory down here has good portions. Well, that's nice for you guys. We don't have the Cheesecake Factory in the UK. It's not a thing. I think there might be one in London. There's one of some of everything in London. It's weird. You know, if there's a franchise of anything, then basically one of them will appear in London. Which is great because it means that you can find literally anything in London. But I don't live in London anymore, you know. It's 100 miles that way. So, yeah. Holy crap, it is 100 miles that way. I saw a giant spider, but it was nothing. You are right, Tubbs. They aren't that big, but you should try it. The red velvet cheesecake. It's good, but that sucks. How can they run out? I know, right? I don't know. Maybe the one in Seattle isn't that great. I don't know. It's the mall outside of Seattle, just outside of Seattle. So yeah. But anyway, that Cheesecake Factory, you know, it doesn't suck because the food was okay, but the cheesecake, they run out. So yeah. But red velvet, I don't remember what red velvet tastes like. You know, is it cherry? Because I really don't like cherry. You know, I can stand a single cherry on top of my ice cream, you know, but that's it. I don't like cherry otherwise. I do want to know how your art is going, Tubbs. How my art is going. What kind of art? Basically, I'm doing pretty good. I'm basically doing just a bunch of commissions. I'm doing a bunch of things for certain people that basically have like private messaged me in either on for Affinity or in DeviantArt, and yeah, only putting those up if they want them to. However, the couple of people that basically I'm doing this art for is basically they want it kind of hush hush and just for them, you know, and that's fine. But you know, I am updating my for Affinity every now and again. At least once a day, I put something from the old sketchbook on that. So yeah, I am okay with art. You know, I can't show you because my art book, my little art book, is in the house, and my other sketch pad is here, but it's I don't know. Jeffrey Griffin says, "Wow, I didn't realize that you're that far from London." Yeah, Peterborough is actually quite far. It's like I said, it's about 100 miles north of London, which is fine, but it is a bit of a pain because it basically it takes about an hour on the train. It's not that bad. You know, it's just kind of meh. You know, it's okay to get to London. It's just that it costs me about 25. Oh well, for you guys, it'll probably be around about like costs about $40. $40 to get the train into London, and that's fine. But it's just that I don't have a train station near me. So essentially, I can't just go to London when I want to, which is super annoying. But but yeah, I do miss London. I do miss going to London. and stuff like that. Everybody's always walking really fast in London, and I'm used to not walking that fast. I walk just at my pace because I'm a short, fat guy. So basically, I walk at just a regular, and I don't hurry. You know, I'm not fast. So yeah. Jeffy says it's chocolate flavor just with red food coloring. So it's chocolate. It's red chocolate. Well, why don't I just try the chocolate cheese? I don't get it. That's red velvet? Really? I thought it was something else. I don't know why. I thought it was something like raspberry or cherry, kind of like it was cherry flavored something. You know. I didn't know that that's what it was. Okay. I might as well just do the chocolate then, because chocolate flavored red stuff is basically just chocolate. That's stupid. Why do they call it red velvet? Because I've always heard about red velvet cake and stuff, but I never understood what it actually was. You know, I've never been in the position to basically ask what is red velvet's flavoring and stuff like that. What is red velvet? Because like when I've been in the position to actually ask that question, I always knew that I would basically be looked at as if I'm stupid. So yeah. Yeah, they just put red food coloring in it to make it red, but it's so good. So what? Why do they? Well, don't do that. Just have chocolate. That sounds stupid. Sorry, it does sound stupid. Because I've heard people say I like red velvet, but I don't like chocolate cake. You know, I like red velvet cake, but I don't like chocolate cake. But now I'm thinking, that's dumb. That's the what? You like the food coloring? These people are dumb. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at that. It's genuinely taken me off guard just now. Okay. Okay. I am funny. Why am I funny? No, it's the people that say that they like red velvet but don't like chocolate are funny. That can't be right. I don't want to doubt you, Jeff, but it's just that doesn't seem. Like I said, I've heard people say that they don't like chocolate, but they like red velvet. So I'm gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to push the button. Push the button. If you do a Bing search, computer, I'm going to hit you. Okay. Red velvet. What? Red velvet cake recipe UK. What? Red velvet cake is traditionally a red, brown, or mahogany coloured layer cake. Layered with white cream cheese icing or ermine. What? Ermine frosting? Sometimes called cooked rocks frosting. It has a distinctively fluffy texture owing it to the gas-reducing reactor, blah, blah, blah. Non-alkalized cocoa. The cake is commonly served on Christmas or Valentine's Day. Common modern red velvet cake is made with red dye. However, the red color was originally due to non-Dutch. It's chocolate. Beetroot is sometimes added to it to make it look red. The picture we've got here is chocolate cheesecake. That's a chocolate cheese. That's a chocolate cheesecake. That's a chocolate cheesecake. Place of origin, United States. Of course it is. Because everywhere else in the world, it's called a chocolate cheesecake. It is a chocolate cheesecake. I don't want to say America is stupid, but well, I just don't want to say that. Yeah, it's America. Why? The name Red Velvet is as well as Devil's Food and similar names for chocolate cakes. Chocolate cakes. Yeah, it's an American invention. Why do you do this, America? Why? It's just chocolate cake. Why? A homemade red velvet cake roll with buttercream frosting. It's a mini roll. It's a chocolate roll. It's a roll. The picture they've got here is of a roll that you can buy at the supermarket here in the UK. And do you know what it's called? It's called a chocolate Swiss roll. Yeah. No, it's okay. Okay. So what have we learnt today? That red velvet is just chocolate. That's stupid. I'm not. I'm just gonna call it chocolate. I know it sounds crazy, but they put red food coloring to give it the red velvet look. But it's a chocolate cake, says Jeffrey. And it's like, yeah, I know that. I was trying to. I was hoping it wasn't so stupid. I was hoping it wasn't so stupid. I'm sorry. That is stupid. That's dumb. Why do you do that? Why? It's just chocolate cake. Just call it chocolate cake. My mustache is crooked. It's chocolate cake. Chocolate cake. Chocolate. Yeah. Okay. I don't even like chocolate cake. I like chocolate cheesecake, but it's just cake. Just cake in general. It's so fluffy, and it usually is just the same taste of nothing. That you know, the flavor in it is just I like cakey bread, but I don't like chocolate. I don't like cake. Cake in itself is a little bit pointless to me. It just yeah, I like icing and stuff. It's really a southern dessert originated in the southern states. My mum makes it, and man, it's so good. Lol Tubbs, you are fine, and you are right. So she makes you chocolate cake. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not calling it red velvet cake. It's chocolate cake. I'm not doing it. I'm not falling into the trap anymore. Because like I said, I thought that red velvet was something completely original and just like completely different than that. And I thought that it was like it's something that's definitely in the States, and it's like that it's like made of, or it's at least got some kind of hint of like caramelized raspberries or or cherries or something. It's like America puts cinnamon on everything, and I just assumed it was one of those things. It's like how you put cinnamon on anything. You've got red velvet sometimes over there, and it's like it's not a big deal. And it probably is something that I won't enjoy, but it turns out it's just chocolate cake. So that's stupid. Why have I got a gnat bite on my thigh? Oh, mosquitoes. I love the way you said why America. Yeah, because why? It's like people that say why Japan? Why Japan? Why are you doing this, Japan? Because it's why America? Why do you do this? Why do you have so much cinnamon on your food? And why don't you use sugar syrup? What's wrong with sugar syrup? Why do you do this? It's dumb. Stop it. Okay. And this is coming from an Irish person with a British accent. But seriously, why? Why America? Why? It's no. Okay. I'm not a fan of cinnamon. Well, that's good because I'm allergic to it, so it would kill me. And I'm not talking about just the inflamed reactions. Like it burns me. It burns and inflames, I guess, is at the same time, which is painful and not cool. So yeah, fuck cinnamon. No. Yeah, I never understood that. Why Americans put cinnamon on everything? It's like that's great, but don't. Like I like cinnamon. Well, that's great, Panda Frogs. Like I'm I'm leaving and gonna go stand next to Jeffrey because we don't like cinnamon. But no, cinnamon's bad. I hate cinnamon. Solo League is here, and they're asking, do I know that name? I feel like I know that name. I don't know why I know that name. But no, they're asking, will you be another video or two of stuffed animal squishing? I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing what they're asking is, will I do another video of the stuffed animal squishing? And the answer is probably. I'm not opposed to it. It's just that, I don't have many stuffed animals. Asking me to do something and then basically asking me that question means that you haven't read the video description on the other squishing videos, and those clearly say that I'm going to do it again. So question answered. They've left anyway. Well, I think they've left because according to this, there's only like 2 people watching me, and that was Panda Fox and Jeffrey. So yeah. Oh no, there they are. maybe doing one of you sitting on one or using your belly to lay on top of them. Yeah, I already said in the early on in this live stream that basically laying my belly on top of them is impractical, because basically I can't get the camera in a good enough position where you can actually see anything. You know, I can't get the camera to where you can actually see. You just basically see the item and then my belly in the way. You know, whereas at least on the countertop, you can see it being actively squished by my empty tummy. So yeah. As for the sitting on them, there's not been that many requests for the sitting thing. You know, it's been requested by one other person. It might be you. I don't know. But yeah, apart from that, no. I don't think I'd be sitting on things in the future unless it's a special request. And as for the laying thing, like I said, it's not that interesting to look at. You basically see the item disappear, so probably not. I probably will be standing on or be squishing them with my tummy, because lots of people like that. And to be fair, it's better to shoot that. Noah says, okay, I subscribed your channel, and can you do burps? And by the way, nice belly, your belly is like balloony. Okay, people need to be more with the punctuation and the grammar would be awesome, because like as funny as it is to read people's comments like this and stuff, it does get exhausting after a while. I'm a bit tired, but okay, let me just unpack this. Okay, I subscribed your channel. Okay, I subscribed to your channel, so thank you for that. I never understood that. Basically, like, hey, I just subscribed to your channel. You know, it's like I did you a favor. It's like, did you? You know, but thanks, I guess. And can you do burps? And by the way, so and can you do burps? Can I do burps now in a video or what? Well, that's Piggy Noise Week, and that's not out yet. Basically, Piggy Noise Week is a topic of a week, and basically, it's not been voted on yet. I think it's still open, though. So, if you ever want to vote on that, then let me know, and I will put it in the vote as a marked vote. But I like doing that. That's fun. I do like doing the burpee thing. That's so funny. That just happened, just randomly. I don't know why. And your belly is like balloony. Like balloony. Thank you, I think. I don't know what that means, but my belly is like balloony, apparently. Solar League says, I know you have already said this, but I definitely like the countertop belly squish video. Says Solo League. I know you have already said this, but I definitely like. Well, thank you. I think that means that you said this. Have you already said this? I appreciate it anyway. I'm glad you got the video. That's cool. I haven't checked the comments on the video yet, so basically, I uploaded that video, and the second that I finished uploading, I came on here and did the live stream. Because if I did it when it was uploading, the live stream would be a bit more crappy quality. So, yeah. Noah says, darn it. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. And then he says, nice. And he says, it means your belly is a balloon. My belly is not a balloon, but it's balloon-like, apparently. So, yay. Jeffrey, I imagine that you're still here and you're just watching me reading these things and maybe laughing your ass off. Okay. Right. So the darn it, I don't know what that means. Oh, never mind. I don't know what that means either. And then they said nice, and I think they said nice because of the tiny burp that I did. I don't know if I can burp on cue. I can't just burp on cue. I need to build up some gas. And yeah, but did you want me to do that? Because like I said, that would require me to you to stick around for at least 5 minutes and to tell me like now. So yeah, Jeffrey says, well, anyway, Tubbs, thanks for our red velvet cake chat. That's made my night. That's okay, Jeff. Although, like I said, I just never knew what red velvet was. And I'm kind of disappointed because I thought it was this whole new flavor that I just never knew. I just never knew. It was this whole new flavor. Like, I do not know what. I'm trying to think of a fruit that I've never eaten, but I think I've eaten all the fruits. So yeah. What? Jeffy says yes, I am too funny. Yeah. Solar League says yes, I agree. You should do some burping by building up some gas. Right now? Is that what you're asking? I don't know. Are you asking me to burp on command right now? Yes or no? That's so. I'm looking for yeses or nos in the chat. But Noah says, but can you still do it, Tanker Tubbs? Why is that highlighted? Why is that highlighted? But yeah, Panafox is here too. I know you're there, Panafox. You're not always there though, because sometimes you're cleaning things. Like, I just have this mental image of basically like you kind of like looking down at the computer, like frantically, like wiping up a glass with a tea towel or something. Yeah. It's just funny because like every now and again you come back on and you do say like, okay, I'm back. I just had to clean something, you know, or something, and I just imagine that you are. So yeah. But yeah, so they said yes. So I've got to build up some gas. Okay. Well, Solar League says, would you do more videos eventually of you trying on your clothes now that you have some newer size? I am wearing my clothes. What? I don't get it. What? I don't know what that means. You mean trying on older clothes? The problem with my older clothes is that they get donated to like friends relatively quickly. When I get something new, I give them the old stuff, or I make do with the old stuff myself because it's not that dramatically different. My size, you know, I basically buy stuff that is too big for me, so that I can tuck it into my clothes normally. So yeah. So yeah. And then Noah says my bad, and then he's got an emoji, and Panda Fox is being talked to by Jeffrey, and tiny burp, sorry. You know what? I wasn't going to do this tonight because it's quite close to my bedtime. But I've got the last two Fosters here, so I will have some of that, and that will make me burp. Jeez, Tubbs, I don't clean every day. Ew, you're a dirty person. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding. You know, I'm kidding. I'm probably not a dirty person. I was just saying that it was a funny mental image that I had in my head, that I imagined that you were doing that. Oh, I did need a drink. By the way, the burps are coming. I'm building up gas, remember? Why do you want to know about the Transformers thing? Do you really like Transformers, Noah, or are you just being ironic? Okay. So that's nearly all of that beer. But I'll just move my chair. Adjust. So this must be really boring just watching you guys see me gulp down a bunch of air. Panafox says dirtier than you think. I've definitely got a bigger tummy now because of it. I'm doing a bunch of reverse burps. Does anybody know what those are? It's coming. It's where you swallow air, because a burp is where you get air out of your stomach. But when you swallow air, you put air in your stomach. There you go. Was that any good? I think I got the gas out. Yeah. But no, you like that? Oh, it turns out I didn't have much beer in there anyway. What's reverse burps? I just said it's where you basically, a burp is when you release air from your stomach. Well, a reverse burp is where you put air into your stomach by swallowing it. Now I've got a technique where basically I can push the air up from my lungs, basically up the windpipe, and then over the esophagus barrier, and basically it goes into my esophagus and into my stomach just by breathing out, but keeping my mouth and my nose channel and my nasal channel basically closed to the air, so it basically is forced to go into there. But no, that's a reverse burp. It's basically filling the tank. But no, that's all I did. The beer helps as well because it helps lubricate the throat so that you don't have to like die. So yeah, still got one more beer. Probably have that tomorrow after lunch or something. Ow. I got a cut on my lip. See that? Wonder how I did that. That's really cool to be able to do that. Well, it's a good uncle trick, isn't it? To basically trick you to burp on command. It's not hard to do, no. I mean, you can start by just simply swallowing air, which is where you just put it in your mouth and then hold your breath and basically push the air from your mouth to the back of your throat, and then, like, again, while holding your breath, just swallow, just do the swallowing actions, and it basically just goes in. Keeping it down is something that, and storing it and building it up is basically something that you do need to practice with, but it's fairly easy to practice. Doing the thing that I do basically apparently requires a lot of training because, like, I've tried to explain this to other people and they just don't get it. Like, they just don't get it at all. But it's really hard to explain. You know, I've come up with the analogy of basically breathing out while having your mouth and your nose closed, and basically the air has nowhere else to go but into your stomach. So if you breathe out and swallow at the same time, but don't let it out of your mouth or your nose, then basically the air's got nowhere else to go but into your stomach. So yeah, it's not that hard to do. It's not that dangerous as well because basically, like, your stomach will involuntarily try to retch up if it basically thinks that it's too full, which basically, yeah. Are you still making more inflation week videos or not? Well, it has to be inflation week, and it's not inflation week yet. So not yet, not until inflation week. Just like Piggy Noise Week isn't happening until Piggy Noise Week is voted for. At the moment, the weekly topics are not those things. This week's topics were I don't know what happened to that spider, by the way. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, there's no spider living in here. Just sad. This week's topics are Belly Play Week, Advice Week, and Squish Week. So yeah. What did you want? You wanted Piggy Noise Week, which is available, so it could happen next week, maybe. You have to vote for it though when the voting happens. You can even do it now if you wanted to. Piggy Noise Week, and then we've got Inflation Week. Is that's something else you wanted? Yep, that's on the table as well. Bloating Week is also on the table. So yeah, basically you can vote for Eating Week, Inflation Week, Pipe Week, Live Week, Bloating Week, Piggy Noise Week, Art Week, Feet Week, Guest Week, Leather Week, Furry Week, Funnel Week, and that's it. So all those topics. Yeah, Inflation Week hasn't been up yet. So, but yeah, this week has been basically, like I said, it's been Squish Week and Belly Play Week. So that's why all of the Belly Play videos and the Squish video that I just uploaded. I uploaded the Pick Dump video, by the way, because it had a few pictures from Squish Week in it. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I would have had to find a reason to do it. I vote for Bloating, Piggy Noise, Inflation, and Leather. You can only vote for one thing. But okay. Well, normally people only vote for one thing. People can vote for more than one thing. It's just that it means that it's usually only one topic per week. However, because I was away, I basically had made it several topics. But no, what did you want? Bloating? Where are we? Bloating. Piggy Noise. Inflation. Oh, that's up, isn't it? Yeah, that's all the way up there. Inflation and leather. I don't have much leather, but I can make that work. Yep. Your votes have been cast. By the way, just if anybody's interested, I know Jeffrey might be interested. Basically, you can vote for multiple things, but you can only do it once. You can only vote once per time that you see me on like stream or in like comment section or anything like that. Basically, you can vote as many times as you want, but you can only vote once per video. If you know what I mean. I don't know what you mean. Basically, if say Noah voted here once, if he sees me tomorrow on live stream, which is probably unlikely because I'm probably going to be traveling tomorrow night when I'm going to be supposed to be doing the live stream, then he could vote again. So yeah. Noah says, "Are you still watching this, Jeffrey?" He probably is, Noah. What do I know, Noah? Besides the biblicalness of the name. Biblicalness. Yeah, I'm still here. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay. I think I'm gonna go because basically I've been on stream for a while now, and I was only gonna be like doing it an hour. It says I started streaming an hour ago. So coolies. That doesn't sound right. That sounds wrong somehow. But yeah, I'm probably gonna run away. Yeah, my parents give me that name when I was born. Okay, that's generally how it works. Yeah. That's how everybody's names were given. Except for Tubbs, because I picked that name myself. Although that was given to me by somebody, so I picked it myself. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Has anybody got more questions or anything I need advice with? Otherwise, I'm gonna go. I think. He was born 2004. So you're a teenager. I remember 2004. It wasn't that long ago. I don't know why, but basic math is failing me. But so you're 13. Barely. What are you doing watching this channel? What are you doing watching this channel? That's weird. So it's just that, like, this channel's usually not frequented by like teenagers. I do not know yet. Okay. You don't know what you're doing watching this channel. Okay. It's fair enough. Anyway, I was gonna leave. So yeah. You like burping. That's interesting. Again, it's just not something that teenagers usually like. But okay. Right, I am gonna go. So I didn't know if that was a teenager one, or otherwise I wouldn't drink that beer in front of them. Jeffrey says, "Have a nice evening, everyone," which is nice. But I'm gonna go. So yeah, as per usual, I'm not gonna say goodbye. I'm just gonna say goodbye now and basically hit the button once one of you says bye, Tubbs. And yeah, so bye, everybody. I probably won't be on until Monday, but I might try to do the remote streaming from somewhere else. It depends. It depends how the internet holds up while I'm over there. Anyway, guys, say bye, Tubbs. See you next week for LiveTUBBS Weekly. So I'm feeling whacked on the head. I have no idea what that's about.